And Mary Kay, some great news. It appears that all of those defensive guys are healthy and ready to go against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, it was really cool to look out there at practice and see them all out there at once. It was something that I hadn't seen the entire training camp. Because if you remember, when you look back to the first 5 days of camp, JOK wasn't out there yet. He was on COVID-19 reserve. So this was the first time there was nobody on the bikes. There were no guys in bucket hats on the defensive side of the ball at all. And it looks like a very formidable defense.
Is there enough time for them to get, some of the communication ironed out that you always want to have with so many new people?
You know what? I don't think it will be perfect. I think there will be a little hiccup here and there, but there's so much talent, so much experience on this defense. I think they'll be able to make up for and atone for any of those little mistakes that you might find here or there. I think they'll be just fine.
Yesterday, Kevin Stefanski met with the media, talked about kind of working people back into it and having everybody ready to go week one against Kansas City Chiefs.
I mean, that's been the plan all along, Daryl, is to make sure you're sharp and you're fresh. And we had some guys working through some injuries and continue to do that. But that's kind of been the plan, and hopefully you guys continue to progress.
Do you have a sense yet of what Odell's availability is going to be Sunday? Is that something you're waiting to declare later in the week?
I think for all the guys, Jake, I think we're going to use today, the next few days, to see where everybody is and then ultimately make decisions how this week goes.
In Mary Kay, fans and media kind of were wondering, well, this guy's not practicing, this guy's not practicing. It appears the big picture was always kind of front and center with the decisions they were making.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, when you saw guys like Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney off to the side, kind of taking it easy here and there, even Denzel Ward to a certain extent. Sure, they had some nagging things, but if there had been a game the next day, they would have all been able to play in it for the most part. There were only a couple of guys that were pretty seriously hurt. Of course, Jacob Phillips being one of them. He's now on IR for a period of time. But for the most part, these guys are pretty healthy and ready to go. And a lot of them will also rotate in. So if you do have a guy that's a little banged up here or there, it's not like he needs to play 80 snaps in the game.
And that's kind of, you would expect the MO to continue with, it's not like they're going to throw somebody out there and overdo it week one. That you can't get where the Browns want to go by using everything in week one.
Absolutely. And, it's going to be really interesting. Someone was asking me today on the radio if I thought, what a way for this overhauled defense to start, to have to go up against the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill in the first week. And I said, you could also look at it as an advantage in that the Kansas City Chiefs have no idea what the Cleveland Browns defense is going to do. They don't know who they're going to play in base for sure. They don't know who they're going to play in these sub defenses. They don't know who's going to blitz, who's going to play on the goal line. They don't have any film on these guys yet. There are as many as 9 new starters on this defense, depending on what formation they open up in, and it's going to be new to everybody.
And the flip side of that is Joe Woods has significantly more options than he did a season ago when this defense was facing the Chiefs in the playoff game.
Oh, absolutely. The talent level is so much better. I mean, just like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah alone, roaming that middle of the field at linebacker and blitzing and covering and doing all those kinds of things. I mean, this defense has a ton of talent on it. Now, there will be some young guys out there starting. I think Malik McDowell has a chance to start this game. I don't know that for sure, but if it were up to me, that's what I would do from what I've seen in practice. And, then you've got JOK. I would also start him too. And Greg Newsome will be starting. So you're going to have some new faces that have never started an NFL game, but it will be the same for the Kansas City Chiefs offense. So have at it, guys.